Hey there, Josh here, founder of Philippine Finance. I want to personally thank you for your interest in my free online course. This three-part series is designed to help you improve your financial well-being, with each session lasting around 15 to 30 minutes. Along the way, we'll explore mutual funds, stock market, and other financial concepts that will help you make informed financial decisions. And by the end of the course, you'd have the knowledge to take control of your finances and improve your financial situation. We also have a growing private community where you can network with like-minded individuals, so make sure to watch until the end as we will reveal how you can connect with us. Alright, without further delay, let's get started. Hi, good morning and welcome to Philippine Finance. My name is Josh and today, pag-uusapan po natin is what you need in order to succeed in life. So, grab your pen and paper po kasi marami po tayong mga juicy na content ngayon. And for sure, marami kayong matutunan. I have a question for you. Okay? Kamusta ka na? No? So, most of the time, we encounter our friends, siguro matagal na tayong hindi nakikita. Tapos ito yung palaging question, kamusta ka na? And we always answer with, okay lang, ganun pa rin, mabuti naman. After we answer them with, okay lang, ganun pa rin, mabuti naman, we also ask them, ikaw, kamusta ka na? So, nagiging cliche siya na conversation. But, the real question is, kamusta ka nga ba? Yung totoo. Kapag hindi ka naman okay, huwag mong iwasan yung tanong na yan. Sabihin mo yung totoo. Kasi, having a problem is normal. Okay? The important thing is to be aware of it. Kahit marami tayong problema, patuloy pa rin dapat yung buhay. This is real talk po. Now, how do you solve your problems and become successful? Kasi we have problems and we tend to keep it to ourselves. And oftentimes, yung mga problem natin, yun yung hadlang. That's why today, we're going to talk about how to solve your problems and become successful. They say, go to school, get a degree, land a job, earn money, and you'll do just fine. But question is, how is it going so far? So, for the longest time, this is what we have practiced, but is it really working? Okay, could this be the answer to all our financial issues? No, the answer is a big no. And although this was the trend before, today we are living in a fast-changing world. What used to work before may not necessarily work today, right? So, before, a parent could provide for 12 children, right? Even if yung tatay lang ang nagtatrabaho, yung father lang nagtatrabaho, he can provide for 12 children, no? But today, even the 12 children, they cannot provide for their parents, di ba? Before, only the father works, he can support the entire family. Today, even the entire family works, still not enough money, right? So in conclusion, everything is changing except our financial strategy. Yun po ang totoo. Do you think going to school, getting a degree, or finding a secure job will be enough financial security? Answer it yourself. We have 4 common problems as Filipinos, right? And we're going to talk about that one by one. So we have consumer mentality, financial dependence, immediate gratification, and financial literacy. So consumer mentalities, as Filipinos, we're constantly exposed to TV commercials and social media ads, right? Online stores and malls are always on sale. And our society influences us to become spenders, right? 11-11, big sale, lahat-lahat na, di ba? So consumer mentality is the urge to spend all money you make. Most of the time, we choose to buy liabilities than assets. Yun yung problem natin. It's okay if you're spending your money just as long as most of your spendings are on assets, not liabilities. Next problem is the financial dependence. What if you lose your job right now? How long can you survive without income? What if sabi ng boss mo, you're fired, right? Tapos, wala ka ng trabaho. So, how long can you survive? How long can you feed your family na wala ka ng income? Yun yung big question. Financial dependence can actually come in many ways. So, the salary you're receiving every month is a form of financial dependence. Kasi if you lose your job, then wala ka ng income, wala ka ng pera, di ba? So is borrowing money from a friend or family member. And of course, don't forget the credit cards and other loans. Next problem is the immediate gratification, which brings me to the experiment called marshmallow experiment. So the marshmallow experiment is all about a kid. No? So the experimenters presented 4-year-olds with a marshmallow and told the children that they had two options. Okay? There's a marshmallow there in front sa kanila, may plate tsaka marshmallow. So first option nila is to ring a bell at any point to summon the experimenter and eat the marshmallow. Okay? At any point. Kung gusto nilang kainin din, ring the bell, kain. Second option is to wait until the experimenter returned, which is 15 minutes, and earn 2 marshmallows. So the experiment shows that those kids that rang the bell and then ate the marshmallow, they had lesser success in life than those who waited for some time and then had 2 marshmallows. Kasi ang problem dito is the immediate gratification natin. Gusto natin instant, right? Gusto natin kainin yung marshmallow, gusto natin pera agad. So, familiar ba ang term sa inyo or yung phrase na gusto mo bang yumaman? So that's the reason why maraming Filipinos ngayon ang nahuhulog sa scam. You know, investment scams, lahat-lahat na. Kasi they're so desperate and they want instant money, instant success. Lastly is the financial literacy. So since money is a very sensitive topic dito sa Philippines, no? Or sa Filipinos, this has become the reason why we're unlikely to ask assistance from financial professionals. Kasi medyo touchy siya eh. If you talk about money to your friends or even your family sometimes, it's a very sensitive topic. Parang it's a taboo. You're not allowed to talk about that or you're not allowed to share. Parang nahihiya ka. So yun yung problem, right? We would rather seek advice from our family members, no? Or yung close family members natin or significant others. If that family member is also struggling to manage his finances, then how can a blind man lead another blind man? Diba? If baon siya sa utang, tapos you ask for financial advice, then what solution will he give you? Umutang ka lang. Diba? So his solution would always be utang. So, we need more financial literacy. Let's wake up to the reality. No, we are already aware that there is a big problem in our society. Philippines is one of the poorest country, although we are rich in natural resources, but we remain a third world country. No? So, when it comes to finances, the only skill most people know is to work hard. What we need to understand is how to work smart. So many of us, if gusto natin kumita, dagdag kita, what we do is, mag-OT ako mamaya. Or this weekend, mag-OT ako. That's still the same rate, right? It's just working hard. But what if you work smart? Right? If you start another business on the side and then make money there. Or perhaps what you can achieve in 8 hours, you can achieve it in 4 hours from somebody else or from another company. So, you have to work smart. When you work smart, then that's the time you can work hard, not just work hard alone. We're facing a very challenging future. Okay? We have uncertain labor market, low savings, high debt, increasing cost of living, and disasters and calamity. With the cost-effective automation and powerful software in place, Filipinos continue to lose their jobs. Right? Philippines has the worst unemployment rate in Asia. I think 2016 na surveys. And there isn't enough job for everyone, so our very own people look for better opportunities outside the country and leaving their family behind. We really need to learn financial literacy. We really need to be smart with our options. No? Next is low savings and high debt. Research shows that only 3 out of 10 Filipinos have saving funds. The rest, they spend faster than they earn. About 80% of the population has debt. Imagine. You know what? I used to work as an HR, right? And sa HR, kami yung napaprocess ng SSS loan, pag-ibig loan, salary loan, yung mga lahat ng loan. And the same people who process SSS loan today,
you probably will see them again tomorrow to process pag-ibig loan and other loans. So they get their hands into loans as much as they can, right? So if they get the chance to, avail a loan, then they will avail. It becomes a habit kasi. Yan yung problem eh. So, wala tayong savings, sometimes low savings or wala talagang savings, and then mataas yung utang natin, so we're bound to be bankrupt talaga. So, we really need to understand our finances. The interest rate of credit cards in the Philippines is at 3.5% per month. And so after 29 months, the interest rate of the money you borrowed will be 101.5. If you didn't pay that debt, in 29 months, double na yung babayaran mo. Especially right now, ikaw na mismo tinatawagan, "Sir, do you want to avail credit card?" So, be very careful. Okay? Increasing cost of living, that's another thing, we have to consider. So, how much was the minimum fare in the jeepney, 10 years, 15 years ago? How much is it now? So, the first time I rode jeepney, I think I was in 4th grade going to school. That was 3 pesos only, right? That was the minimum fare. If you bought rice back in 1990 using your 500 bill, how many kilos were you able to buy? How many kilos can your 500 peso bill buy right now? So yun yung question. So the cost of basic commodities are increasing every year. So we have to be aware that in like 5 years, 10 years from now, everything could double up. Tumataas din yung inflation rate. Lastly is the disasters and calamities. Philippines is one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. I think top 3 tayo, top 4, top 5. Nasa top tayo eh. And to think, maliit lang yung archipelago ng Philippines, maliit lang yung land area ng Philippines compared to US, China, and Russia. So, why are we the disaster-prone? One of the most disaster-prone country? Because, well, every now and then we experience typhoon, flood, earthquake, landslides, terrorism, and now we have the virus. So these are natural calamities we cannot predict. If this happens to you, are you financially ready? Yun yung big question. So time will only tell our future. So the best way to predict the future is, of course, to prepare for it. Now, we have to take it seriously. No one else will benefit from it but yourself. So you must take care of your future. You must take it seriously. Your future will not be in your employer's hands, your union, your government, nor will it be in the hands of your bank or broker. This is why you need to create your own future. Now I have some questions for you. Are you tired of working? When do you want to retire? Do you see yourself working until you're 60 years old? So, Robert Kiyosaki once said, "I wonder if workers are looking into their future or just waiting until their next paycheck, never questioning where they are headed." So that got me thinking when I was reading his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Kasi a lot of people, they're living paycheck to paycheck eh. Right? They're just, ano na ngayon? 20 na ngayon, malapit na yung 30. 10 days na lang. Parang ganun, kakasweldo lang ng 15. Diba? So, they're just waiting for the next paycheck. Okay, ano ba future natin if you're just living paycheck to paycheck? Now, we need to understand the situation. Okay? Most common mistake people commit is that they think they can work forever or they can rely on their salary when supplying for their needs. They spend like they're sure that they will have a job tomorrow or next week or next month. So, whether we like it or not, we can lose our job anytime. Like anytime. Like I said, I used to work as an HR. Every day I terminate 3-4 people. Kasi mataas yung attrition ng BPO siya eh. So mataas yung attrition. So we need to understand that our job is temporary, right? And let's face it, anytime you can be replaced by someone else. Now get this. You work for a company that require your time and effort in exchange for money. Of course, you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, if you don't work, you don't get paid. No work, no pay. Right? Of course, you work because you need to supply for your basic needs. Food, shelter, transportation, electric bill, water bill, internet bill, lahat ng bill na babayaran natin. Di ba? And if you understand the whole picture, and if you're following me so far, you're exchanging time and energy just to make enough money for food, water, shelter, transportation, and all the bills you have to pay. And if you have more than enough income, then you can save some amount. That's if you don't spend it all, right? Your job is temporary. Anytime the company can close or you can get fired or whatnot, if you lose your income now, your basic needs are at stake. So by now, I know you understand this. In short, you have a temporary job supplying for your permanent needs. Temporary job, permanent needs. It's kind of shaky, right? So you have this contract, you signed, that's when you get a job. And then, you have your needs. Permanent needs, because you have to eat food, di ba? Kailangan mong kumain, kailangan mong uminom ng tubig, or yung mga supplements, vitamins. Kailangan mo ng bahay, kailangan mo ng clothing, kailangan mo ng transportation. Yun ang mga needs natin na permanent. Now tell me, are you in a financially secure position? Having a temporary job, supplying for a permanent need or permanent needs. The rules have changed. Interest rate, spending habits, life expectancy. So, the interest rates for savings has become lower over the years. Back in 1984, interest rate was as high as 21.17% per annum. If you have 100,000, put your money in the bank, after 1 year, you get 121,000 from the bank. But after 1984, it went all the way down to 1.22 in 2014, as the graphic shows. But do you know how much is the exact interest rate of the savings account today? It's less than 1%. In fact, it's 0.25 to 0.5%. And if the interest rate is less than 1%, and the inflation rate is like what, 3%, 5%, then you're guaranteed to lose your money over the years. Putting your money sa bank, akala mo safe yung money mo doon, hindi siya safe because the money is losing its purchasing value. It's not safe to put your money in the bank anymore unless it's for emergency fund. Spending habits, we have changed drastically over the years. Before, our source of entertainment was simple and requires no money. We had fun all under the sun. Before we had, luksong tinik, patintero, yung saranggola, piko, lahat ng yun, it doesn't require money. It just requires a lot of energy though. If you see right now, yung mga bata, mobile phones, laptops, GoPro, yung mga Xbox, yun ang ginagamit nila as a source of entertainment. That's why our spending habits has changed. Because our sources of entertainment is already with the gadgets. Life expectancy is expected to rise. Okay, so future generations are expected to live in their 80s, 90s, perhaps 100. If we live longer, is it a good news or a bad news? Well, tell you what, it's a good news if you still have money by the time you're already 80 years old. Right? It's a bad news if you don't have money by the time you're 80. Kasi, if you have money, you're 80, you can still buy your medications, you can pay for services, and everything else. You can still spend for your own needs. But if you don't have money yet, then you will rely sa family mo. So, that's going to be a bad news. Philippines is the fastest growing economy in Asia. But can you feel your personal economy growing? If you know for a fact that Philippines economy is growing, why haven't you invested in our country? Diba? That's a big question. This is the reason why the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. The rich knows that the Philippine economy is one of the fastest growing. Of course, the poor also knows that. But the difference is the rich, they buy our economy. They ride our economy, they invest in our economy, while the poor people, they just sit there and watch and complain. So, that's the difference. That's why you need to be the captain of your own ship. Okay? Now that you have learned all these things, what are you going to do to use this information to your advantage? You are in a better disposition than the rest of the people. Having heard this, you're in a better position right now. Question is, what are you going to do about it? Did you know that 3 out of 4 Filipinos are financially illiterate. That means 75%. This financial illiteracy is our main motivation in Philippine finance. So we want to contribute in aiding financial illiteracy by enforcing financial awareness initiatives through our online course. Now, we are dedicated in promoting financial awareness to the Filipino people. That's why we teach proven and tested concepts. These are the same concepts followed by the wealthy people. Okay? We want to offer our services to those who need it. The lessons can, of course, empower you to understand more about your personal finance and help you make wiser financial decisions in building wealth and achieving financial freedom. What is the answer to all your financial problems? Of course, education. Just like math, there's always a solution to every problem. If the problem seems hard to solve, that doesn't mean that there's a solution for that. All you need to know is the formula. Kaya nga, may tawag siya dyan problem kasi may solution. Now, there are a lot of financial awareness seminars or courses like this that you can attend. That's why you need to understand the basic concepts and learn how to manage your money well. Now, after you have learned all the lessons, you should put it into practice, right? Start applying the concepts and methods you learned. That's why execution is also important. You can read a lot of books about financial literacy. You can listen to those gurus and mentors. But if you don't apply them, it's useless. Start by getting educated. We have 3 out of 4 Filipinos that are not financially literate, meaning there is a large number of people who have issues with their finances. The question is, are you one of those financially illiterate? How many millions of people are out there in the real world struggling financially only because they have never been taught financial education? The school doesn't teach us financial literacy. They don't teach us about investments or making money. All they teach us is to look for a job and earn money. That's it. Yun yung problem sa education system natin dito sa Philippines. They failed to educate us about our finances. So we were never taught how the money works, how to invest, and how to prepare for our retirement. That's why we need to understand more. There are 5 levels of solid financial foundation that could help us understand more about our finances. We need to have healthcare fund. Most of our medical emergencies are actually out of the pocket expenses. Diba? If someone gets hospitalized, dapat meron tayong pera eh. So in foreign countries, most of them have their own healthcare. So when they get hospitalized, the healthcare company will cover the medical bill. But dito sa Philippines, if you don't have money, you can't get into a hospital. In fact, some of the hospitals, they require down payment. So look at this. On one picture, very nice hospital. Parang Airbnb na ata to eh. But on the next one, so this is a public hospital. So people sharing beds, no? Parang tatlong patients in one bed. So baka mahawa ka pa ng ibang ano diyan. So the next part of solid financial foundation is the life insurance. So the idea of getting a life insurance is, of course, to replace the income should anything happen to you, right? Especially when you are the breadwinner. It is simply a transfer of risk in exchange of your premium. Kaya ka nababayad kasi yung risk is you're trying to transfer it to the company, the insurance company. And when you have insurance, of course, you'll have peace of mind, right? At least insured na ako. Or, I'm good. Kasi if whatever happens to me, my kids will receive this. Diba? So, ito yung situation dito sa Philippines. Ano? We have a family, right? A happy family. Meron silang bahay, meron silang sasakyan. Now, kumuha sila ng sasakyan, of course, when you buy a brand new car, insured yun, yung sasakyan. Right? Kasi, of course, pag mabangga, medyo magastos yan. And then, of course, when we get our first home, insured din, di ba? When you get a housing or a condo unit, insured yun. But the question is the family insured? Kumuha tayo ng sasakyan, insured. Kumuha tayo ng bagong bahay, insured. But, is our family insured? Is the driver of the car insured? So, yun yung biggest problem dito sa Philippines. Next, eliminate debt. Okay? So, borrowing money from someone is like stealing from yourself. You have to pay the money in the future, right? You borrow money, you will pay that in the future. Now, how sure are you that you can produce that amount in the future? Two types of debt. So, good debt and bad debt. But for the most part, debt is not advisable. Right? If you have debt, then get out of it as soon as possible. If you don't, then don't even think about getting into it. Now we have emergency fund. This is the level 4. Emergencies happen every single day. We'll never know when it will hit us, right? And all we can do is hope and pray that it doesn't fall on us. But what if it does? Okay? Do you have enough money to cover the unforeseen expenses? If so, how long can we sustain it? One major illness can wipe out your wealth. I'm sure you've heard about stories of people na parang binenta yung mga properties nila, yung land nila kasi nagkasakit yung tatay nila or lolo or a family member. So, yun yung problem eh. If we don't set aside emergency fund, then it could literally wipe out our wealth. And lastly is, of course, investments. Okay? So, investment, it's no longer a rich man's game. It's everyone's reality. Right? I understand investments can be risky, but what's more risky is not having investments at all. Okay? So, the main goal of investing your money is, of course, to outpace the inflation. At least outpace the inflation. And, of course, to make your money work for you. Now, that actually completes the solid financial foundation from ground to up: healthcare, life insurance, eliminate debt, emergency fund, and of course investment. People make the mistake by jumping right into investments without understanding the more basic and fundamental things like healthcare, life insurance, and eliminating debt. Now, did you learn something? Now that you know the basic fundamentals of personal finance, what's next? Okay? What actions are you going to take? Remember, I told you, education is important, but so is execution. So education and then execution. So we need to take action. This is your financial wake-up call. Okay? You need to realize that you can do so much better for your future if you start applying these concepts. Okay? Knowledge is power, but knowledge is useless without application. Okay? You must take action now. You must control your future. You should be able to take charge of your resources and then utilize them to its full potential. Right? Your future is not in the hands of your company, not even your government can help you. You need to help yourself. The future is in your hands. Financial freedom is not just a dream. It is a decision. One that we make every day. We can't just wake up one day and say, gusto kong maging financially free. And wala tayong ginagawa, wala tayong mga actions to achieve that. It remains a dream. But if you want to make that dream happen, you need to decide every single day that you want to achieve financial freedom. And that's the most important mentality, right? You need to take action, you need to start somewhere, you need to build your solid financial foundation, and lastly, you need to keep learning about your finances. Alright, so that ends our topic for today, and thank you all for listening. Of course, guys, you need to join our Facebook group. We're growing our community there. So we have a Facebook group, it's called Philippine Finance Program. So we have Facebook Live, Q&A sessions, and of course, exclusive videos. So if you liked our lesson so far, then invite your friends. Tell them how awesome Philippine Finance is. Make sure to invite them to also join our Facebook group. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.